I visited all 50 states, and for 28 years, Atlanta has been my home. And you know what surprises me the most? How wrong people are about this city. After building my entire life here, I've learned what no one talks about. So if you're considering Atlanta or already live here, forget what you've heard. Here's the truth. The good, the frustrating, and why, after nearly 3 decades, I'd still choose it again. So let me start with what I genuinely love about this place. Why do people from every industry keep choosing Atlanta when they could live anywhere? After building my entire career here, I can tell you it comes down to something most cities can't deliver. This is a city of opportunity. I know that sounds like something you'd read in a Chamber of Commerce brochure, but hear me out. For what it costs to live here, which yeah, it's definitely gone up, but it's still way less than what you'd pay in New York or San Francisco. The chance to build something really meaningful here is incredibly high. And that opportunity exists for a bunch of reasons. First, there's not just one industry running everything. We've got major players in technology, creative industries like film and music, life sciences, healthcare, aerospace, supply chain, manufacturing. So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket here. If one sector slows down, you got options. The entrepreneurial scene here is also fantastic. People come from Atlanta to build their own thing, and the city supports that. Real estate, my thing, has also been great in Atlanta, both on the residential and the commercial development side. And wait until you hear the real estate data I'm breaking down later. What's happened to prices in 2025 is probably going to surprise you. And obviously, having Hartsfield-Jackson, the world's busiest airport, right here, that doesn't hurt. You can get anywhere, which means for business and for life, it's a big deal. Now, here's something that really sets Atlanta apart: the diversity. I mean, the diversity in this city is genuinely what makes it such a special place to live. You got country music venues, you've got some of the best hip-hop culture in the world, you've got incredible international food scenes, the film industry is absolutely exploded here. It's the mix of people from everywhere, all bringing their own perspective and their own culture and their own energy. And that diversity creates opportunity, right? It creates an entrepreneurial environment. It's also just makes it a fun place to actually live day to day. So, you know, when people ask me to describe Atlanta, here's usually where I go. And I don't think this sounds like I'm underselling the city, but I think it's actually one of Atlanta's biggest strengths. Everything in Atlanta is good. I'm not sure anything is world class. Like, the theater scene is good. It's not Broadway. The sports are good. We got the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, Atlanta United. We're not exactly a dynasty city. We're close to beaches, but they're not the best beaches in the country. We're close to the mountains, but it's not Denver. But here's the thing. Anything you want to do in Atlanta, it's available to you. You can live a really full life here. The food scene is amazing. I mean, it's not Paris, but you can eat incredibly well in the city. There are incredible performing arts venues like the Fox Theater, the Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center, and they host everything from Broadway shows to concerts. You want outdoor activities? According to the Trust for Public Lands 2025 Park Score, 82% of Atlanta residents live within a 10-minute walk of a park. That's pretty incredible for a major city. And let me talk about the trees for a second, because this actually matters. Atlanta is called the city in a forest for a reason. The tree canopy here is really special. When you're driving through Atlanta, you're surrounded by green, even though you're in a major metro area. The neighborhoods feel like neighborhoods because of those trees. There's just this natural beauty woven into the city that makes it feel different from so many other big cities. So this combination of affordability, opportunity, and quality of life creates room to actually build wealth while enjoying where you live. You're not choosing between a career and a life. Atlanta lets you have both. And when you see the type of person who's discovered this and moved here, the pattern becomes clear. And real quick, if you're thinking about seriously making a move to Atlanta, or you're already here and looking to buy or sell, we'd love to help you navigate this market. We know the city inside and out, and we can help you make connections and find the right neighborhood for your situation. Just reach out. We'd be happy to have a conversation, okay? Oh, and if you're interested about knowing more about Atlanta before your move, go ahead, subscribe below, and now let's get back to the video. All right, I'd be lying if I said everything about Atlanta was perfect. So let's talk about the stuff that honestly drives me crazy. 64,400 new people moved to the metro Atlanta in just the last year, and not a single new major road was built to handle them. So yeah, there's some real challenges here. And I know I've mentioned this before in our other videos, but I have to say it again because it affects daily life so much. The traffic is absolutely stifling. I mean, it's brutal. Atlanta is growing fast, and there are no new roads being built to handle that growth. You're just stuck. Commute times can easily be an hour or more for trips that should take 20 minutes. And connected to that, the public transportation here is bad. I mean, MARTA exists, but it doesn't go everywhere you need it to go. Not all is doomed. I'm saving the most important part about infrastructure for later when we talk about how Atlanta could actually fix this. And there is real progress happening. It's hard to get around on a bike in most parts of the city, so you're basically stuck with a car, which means you're stuck in that traffic. And when you're totally dependent on a car in a city where traffic is bad, it wears on you. It affects your quality of life in a real way. play. The Atlanta Regional Commission shows that the metro area added about 64,400 people just in the last year, bringing the total to over 5.28 million people in the 11-county region. That's incredible growth, but the infrastructure hasn't kept pace. More people, same roads, same limited public transit. You can see how that creates a problem. So, you're trading opportunity and affordability for some time spent in the car, and for some people that is worth it. For others, it's a deal breaker, and honestly, I get both sides. Knowing this up front helps you to decide if Atlanta's strengths outweigh this very real daily frustration. So, with all that in mind, who actually fits here? Like, what kind of person should seriously consider making Atlanta their home? Atlanta doesn't care where you're from, it cares what you're trying to build. I think back to that opportunity thing I mentioned earlier. If you're someone who wants to build something, if you want to create a life for yourself and you're willing to put in the work, Atlanta's welcoming. And that matters because most people in Atlanta aren't actually from here. There's not this gatekeeping mentality where you have to have lived here for 3 generations to be accepted. People come here from somewhere else, just like you might be considering doing right now. The city actively promotes full and equal business opportunities for all people. There's just this entrepreneurial spirit baked into the culture. So if you're looking to start a business, advance your career, buy real estate, build wealth that way, Atlanta definitely gives you the room to do that without the crushing cost of living that you find in so many coastal cities. Now, if you're someone who hates driving, who needs world-class public transportation, Atlanta might frustrate you. If you need to be at the beach every weekend or you need to be in the mountains all the time, Atlanta's proximity to those things is nice, but let's face it, you're still a few hours away. But if you want a city that has a little bit of everything, where you can build a career, raise a family, enjoy good food and culture, and actually afford to own a home, Atlanta checks a lot of boxes. The welcoming culture here means you can start building your network immediately instead of waiting years to be accepted. And that speeds everything up. Career growth, business connections, community involvement. Let's take a look at what could make this even better. No city is perfect. And if I could wave a magic wand and change a few things about Atlanta, here's what I'd focus on. The obvious answer here is transportation. If Atlanta could solve the traffic problem and build out real public transportation that connects the entire metro area, it would transform the quality of life. And the Beltline is a step in the right direction. As of September 2025, there were 12.8 miles of completed trail with 6 active construction projects underway. That's creating connectivity in a city in a way that we just never had it here before. And this matters even more when you understand the future growth projections, which I'm breaking down just a little. But we need more of that. We need light rail, we need bike infrastructure, we need alternatives to sitting in traffic for hours every week. The other thing is affordability. Real estate's cooled off a little bit. In October 2025, the median sales price for Metro Atlanta was right around $400,000, and that was down about 3% year over year. So it's not the feeding frenzy it was a couple years ago, but for a lot of people, home ownership still feels out of reach. If Atlanta wants to keep that reputation as a city of opportunity, housing has to be accessible to the people doing the work that makes the city run. The entrepreneurial culture we talked about earlier only works if people can actually afford to live here while they're building something. So these infrastructure and affordability improvements, they aren't just nice to haves, they're what determines whether Atlanta's growth becomes sustainable or unsustainable. And here's where it really gets interesting, because when I think about where the city is headed, I genuinely get excited. 20 years from now, your kids will ask you, why didn't you buy real estate in Atlanta in 2025? If you look at the 10 to 20 year future of this city, I am genuinely optimistic. And this isn't just me being hopeful, it's based on what's actually happening. The 20 plus years that I've been here, Atlanta's gotten better and better. It's better to live here now than it's ever been, and I think that trajectory is just continuing. The Beltline completion, it's going to be huge. Major companies keep moving here or expanding here. We hosted the Super Bowl in 2019. We're hosting the college football playoff national championship. We do the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, the FIFA World Cup in 2026, Super Bowl returns in 2028. These aren't just events. They're indicators that Atlanta is on the national and international stage in the way that it just wasn't 20 or 30 years ago. The unemployment rate as of October 2025 sits at 3.5%, which actually shows a healthy economy. Key sectors like education, health services, hospitality, they're all growing. And that growth, it brings challenges, sure, but it also brings energy, investment, and opportunity. More people means more businesses, more restaurants, more culture, more of everything that makes a city dynamic. So yeah, when I look at where Atlanta is headed over the next 10 to 15 years, it's really hard not to be excited. Will there be growing pains? Absolutely. The traffic is not getting better without major investment. Housing affordability has to be addressed, but the fundamentals are strong. The diversity, the industry mix, the entrepreneurial energy, the airport, the culture, all of that positions Atlanta to keep growing in a really positive direction. Unlike cities built on a single industry or trapped by geographic constraints, Atlanta has room to evolve and adapt, which makes long-term and optimism feel grounded in reality rather than just wishful thinking. So, after 28 years here, would I choose Atlanta again? Absolutely. I mean, this city has given me the opportunity to build a life, to build a business, to be a part of something that's constantly evolving. I mean, it's not perfect, and honestly, the traffic does drive me crazy, and I wish we had better public transportation, but the opportunity here, the diversity, the culture, the ability to actually build wealth and live well without spending every dollar you make just to exist, I mean, that's real. And if you're seriously considering Atlanta, or you're already here and thinking about buying or selling, shoot us an email. Shoot it to hello@justinlandisgroup.com. We'll send you neighborhood breakdowns, current market data, the insider information on the best areas for your budget and your lifestyle. The market's cooled a little bit right now, which means there's actually room to negotiate, but that window is not going to stay open forever. So let's talk before inventory tightens back up. And if you want to go deeper on specific neighborhoods, I've got a video linked right here breaking down the 8 most underrated places to live in Atlanta. Hidden gems with better value, stronger communities, and serious appreciation potential that I think most buyers completely miss. Check it out now, and I'll see you at the next one.